Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a portfolio overview video. Today is April 7th, 2021. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I do hold all these equities in my portfolio. So, I do have a vested interest in this, in each of these names right now, as of this morning. I could sell these at any moment if I choose to. All right, so let's just get going. And real quickly, the cues, double bottom, breakout, retest. And I was watching this trend line right here to get very bullish again. And right there, I had my alert go off and you can see what happened afterwards. It just screamed higher. Now we're getting back to all-time highs, and so something like this, maybe there's some resistance. We'll see. Um, no one knows what could be, but but I think right there could be. Um, anyway, maybe some resistance. So don't be surprised if we see some little pullback or something like that in this area. I think it'll be mild, probably. We're also kind of extended from the moving average. So um, there we go. A little extended from the moving average. So I probably need to move sideways or a drift lower a little bit, somewhere in the same range, in order for the moving average to catch back up and start its new uptrend for real. A breakout of 336-ish, that'd be very, 337, that'd be really, really bullish right there. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we see it, somewhere in here start to, I don't want to say make a handle because I don't really look at cup and handles for indexes, but I think it needs to let this moving average catch up. That being said, let's go through the portfolio. Um, First one is going to be Celsius. And so Celsius had a falling wedge-like pattern. And it may not be perfect, but it's kind of what I saw. And we did breakout and now is moving higher. I think that this is overhead resistance potentially right where it ran into. You can see it just pulled back a little bit there on Tuesday. Yeah, so maybe it needs to chop around here for a day or two. Maybe it screams right through it. I don't know. But I had 4 days up, pretty good days up, went from 42, 45 to 52. It's a pretty big move higher. So again, it may need to rest up here a little bit. This moving average now is starting to curl back and move higher, which is really good. So yeah, so I like Celsius again. I think if somebody wants to add or enter this name, getting above this green area would make sense. Then you have some other potential overhead supply up here, but that's a decent distance, right? It's another 10 points or so. So that's Celsius. CELH. Next up, FUTU, FUTU. And so, this one had a gigantic uptrend and then kind of moved sideways. And it has this inverse head and shoulder type look to it. Has not confirmed yet, but it's a very defined area right here. And it's doing a beautiful job just kind of wearing people out, for now, almost a month and a half. Moving sideways, frustrating. You had an undercut of this low here. So if we get, a higher low here, this could be the start of the uptrend. And just for fun, let's put a anchored VWAP just from this to see how price handles not only the moving average, but also the anchored VWAP. All right, that's FUTU, FUTU. Next up will be Jets. It's a reopening play, just a trade. I think a lot of the airlines look good and are showing accumulation, so might as well go with the ETF. And you see it's been in an uptrend. This would have been a good place to, this breakout right there would have been good. But we are here, and I think I started this one kind of in this area right there. Either way, it's moving higher and it's stair stepping higher, which is kind of nice to see. We'll see if we can make another high. Again, it got clobbered last year, and now it's, these were the lows back in April, May, and it's been very, very choppy. And now look how it's tightening up, right? So that was the better price action I was looking for to be involved in a name like, a name like Jets, which is an ETF for the airline industry, but it looks pretty good. And I think that if it continues to stair step higher, I'll be in it. If it breaks down, just get out. It's just a trade. JMIA. So JMIA is a name that I had poor risk management on, and so I'm underwater in this one. And you see still under the 23-day EMA, and I shouldn't have been out of this one already, but it is setting up. So I had to readjust my risk management. That's it. Once you get stuck in there, you say, okay, this is where I am now. And so what am I going to do going forward? Because you can't go back. And so this area is my new area of risk management, which makes sense to me. So as long as it stays above 31, call it 3150, I'm fine. If it breaks below, I'm out. This name is broken. It's done. But I do have a downward trend line, and if this can chop around and break out and get this moving average move back up, then I'll stick with it. It's a very, very small position for me, which is probably why I let it run longer than I probably should have. But again, it's where I'm at in this name, so I'll do my risk management from this area. A lot of people are going to tell me that this is a head and shoulders, right? Well, it's only a head and shoulders if it breaks below 3150. So basically, if it confirms, I'm out of a head and shoulders top. Don't know if it's going to do that, so I'm going to wait and see. I'm already in it, so yeah, that's my new risk management on this particular name. All right, open lending. It's in a great uptrend from its IPO, which is all the way back here, and now this is the first time and I've been watching it for a while, and this is the first time where it's really kind of made this choppy base kind of to absorb all of this uptrend. So I did get involved in this one. I think it was on this day right here. Either way, I got involved in this one, and I'm looking forward to, continue the uptrend and break out. I'll be using the 23-day EMA as my stop area. Next up is on semiconductors, and I bought this on the breakout right there. And so, as you can see, kind of similar chart to LPRO, right? Big uptrend, kind of chopped around, and then it started to scream higher. So I like this one. Again, I can manage the risk right against this 42 level. This moving average now is starting to move higher, so I could use it against the moving average also. We'll see. I tend to use moving averages as my stops. So the 23-day right over here, EMA. So that's where I'll use it for this particular name. Pretty much all my names is 23-day EMA. If it breaks below this 23-day by 2 closes, I'm out. But I think semiconductors are a hot group, and I think that this one could go much higher. Palantir. Here's another one that's kind of wearing people out. I do hold a small position in this one. Very much like JMIA, it was a small position, and I probably let it run too long and did not, adhere to my risk the way I should have. But just like Palantir, very much like JMIA, this is my new risk management, right? So where am I now? And so, if it gets below, I don't know, 2075, we'll call it, then I'd be out of this name. It could be making some kind of head and shoulders top. Again, just like JMIA, I don't think it is. The trend line down isn't as, we'll call it clean as JMIA. I'm sure I could draw one, kind of broke it already here. More important to me is going to be the anchored VWAP from the IPO right overhead. as well as the 23-day EMA, which is still declining. So if this can chop around and then get above both of these, I think it's a great little long right here. If it breaks down, I'm out, and I'll ride at the small position between the two and see what happens. All right, next up is going to be RADA, RADA. So this one caught my attention in my stocks to watch video for the amount of accumulation that was going on in this name. So I did get involved in the breakout, and then it did sell off that day, from the highs. So it was up on the day, but not the best looking candle right here. So I'm still in this name. I'm using 23-day EMA. It's curling back up. The day after the sell off, it basically went sideways. So and on much lower volume. So I'm not too concerned about this name yet. Again, I'll use a 23-day EMA. If it breaks back below it, two closes, I'm out. VCEL. So this volume right here on these two up days really caught my attention. And then it went kind of sideways and chopped around from there. So I got involved near the 23-day EMA, and now it's moving back up. So right around that $50 or so. I did take one payday at 10% already on this particular name. So when I hit 55 or so, it paid out half. And so I'm going to let the other half let it ride with this moving average right over here. Looks good. Volume coming in is great. I think this one could go much, much higher. You see it, the prior uptrend was really strong. Had the little dip, the little shakeout, and now higher again. So the last one I'm holding is VUZI, which is Vuzix Corporation. And you can see it had this gigantic move up, sideways consolidation, and now it's moving up again. The amount of accumulation in this particular name is just gigantic, right? I mean, absolutely gigantic. So I do like this one, and it really, even though I'm already involved, it's really still setting up. If somebody wanted to get involved with it, I mean, I just see a higher low, a low, a higher low. It could come back and make one more. I'm going to give it room because the 23-day EMA is kind of back here. But I really do like this particular name. It's holding up tight near the ties over here. Again, it could make a one more higher low and then break out. That'd be fine. But this accumulation says that there's a lot of people accumulating shares in this particular name. Okay, so those are the ones I have on right now. I do have two short squeezes on right now, potentially, or three. I'm sorry, three. First one is going to be Love. I'm back in Love again. It's just had this nice uptrend and basically just moved completely sideways, right? And so it's just absorbing that uptrend, and now it's trying to break out again. Looks pretty good. Again, 23-day EMA will be my stop. We'll see if it can break out and move higher, and hopefully trap more shorts in there and squeeze it higher. Let's take a look at SOLY. What did I do that for? So here is SOLY, Soliton. Again, a big uptrend, moving sideways. So this one, I think I bought near the breakout or at the breakout over here, and I pulled back a little bit. No big deal. These are all very small positions, by the way, on my short squeezes, because you never know what can happen with these. So I keep these very light. And so SOLY is trying to break out. It reversed. Moving average is a little bit below it, so it may just need some more time to chop around here. I'll stick with it for a while as long as it's above this rising 23-day EMA. I think once it breaks out, it could move pretty good. And then the last one is Pubmatic, which was I like for multiple reasons. And I pretty much was fully invested in my other account. So I just put it on the short squeeze account because it does have a bunch of short interest too. It's a small position, so it's not a regular size position, but I think it looks really good, great accumulation, and it's moving higher. So I do keep my short squeeze account is a completely separate account from my my regular swing trading account. So those are three potential short squeeze names, and again, these are all I started these I think within the last couple of days, so I think all of them are actionable. They haven't really they started to trigger and then they kind of pulled back a little bit. Normal price action, not too worried. 23-day EMA even on this one. PUBM is starting to move higher, so this one looks good. Just yeah, I think it's a great market right now. Again, I think that it's risen rather quickly here. So don't be shocked if, even if we go a little higher, then or chop around in this area before we break out, as we're getting extended from this moving average. That wouldn't shock me. And again, that'll play into all the names too. So if that's your time frame, mine is, uh, hopefully weeks to months. I'm willing to sit through this, let moving averages catch up, and sell into strength. That's my goal. All right. Well, I hope this helped. This is again my portfolio, how I'm managing it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your trading week. I will be back on Saturday with a state of the market, Sunday with the stocks to watch. I did an interview with Ben just recently at Pattern Profits, which was really, really fun to do. If you haven't seen that, check it out. And again, you can find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Again, I hope everyone has a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.